Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. To the Minister for Social Development and Employment, what announcements has the government made on Community Max?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, Minister Turia and I have added an extra 1,500 Community Max places, taking the total number to over 5,000. This is an additional $17.4 million in government investment. These additional places will be available in the Bay of Plenty, East Coast, Northland and Waikato areas.
Hekia Parata.
Supplementary to the Minister. Why have these areas been selected to extend the ComMax program?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, these regions have been selected as they have high youth unemployment rates under the HLFS, some of the highest numbers of young people receiving the unemployment benefit and high levels of Māori unemployment. And these are more rural areas as well, sir, which find it hard to access the job ops the same as there are fewer employers in those areas. So we think ComMax will make a big difference.
Hekia Parata.
Supplementary to the Minister. Can the Minister give examples where Community Max is making a real difference?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, I have seen many outstanding Community Max programs, but recently I visited Motuti Marae in the far north in the Hokianga, where I met a group of young people who were doing everything from beekeeping to fashion design to carving, real leadership programs and business skills with tourism ventures. They were absolutely awesome. They were making a real difference and they were looking at sustainable employment for them in a very, very rural area.
Rahui Katanei.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, what are the likely impacts of the announcement made today about the extension of Community Max in addressing the high levels of Māori unemployment?
Mr Speaker, more than 50% of the uptake on Community Max has been by Māori. Those real rural areas, as I was just describing, one, but there are so many, and marae-based as well, that have picked up these programs, are giving real skills to their young people, are helping them get licences, are helping them learn skills that they will take into the workforce with them, are helping them lead to more sustainability in those rural areas as well. And I think that it's going to make a big difference. We're already seeing it make a difference, and it's a delight to be able to put extra numbers into those areas.
Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. What is the Minister doing to find out what has happened to the 39% of youth who have completed the Community Max program but are not in work, are not in training and aren't receiving any form of government support either?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, there's a range of places that people have gone. Some have gone overseas, some of those young people, it's true. Some of them have stayed in their marae and are working and not gone on a benefit, and they're actually doing more volunteer work, and a number of them are doing different things. Mr Speaker, what I do know is that 80% of those that have completed their Community Max program have not gone back on a benefit, and that's an outstanding result.
Rahui Katanei.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, have there been any evaluations received about the impact of Community Max, and what have been the key findings?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, at the end of May we had 1,466 who had completed, 149 of them in March, nearly 500 in April and just over 800 in May. Of them, Mr Speaker, 72% had completed the full 6 months. Of those who had completed the full 6 months, 81% are not currently receiving a benefit, which means that they've not gone back onto a benefit and have had real results. So it's certainly at this time showing something positive. We do want to see how it sort of trickles out over time as well.
Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker. Can the Minister tell a house to the nearest 1,000 how many young people are not receiving government support but also not in education, training or employment?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, that number moves around, as one can imagine, daily because young people are in and out and doing a whole lot of different activities. We've been doing quite an analysis across departments because, as the member could well understand, that affects education, it certainly affects my portfolio, and it certainly affects tertiary as well. Some of our preliminary results are saying that there's probably around 7,000 that are not touching any sort of program or any sort of training of the younger ones, of more of those sort of 16 and 17-year-olds, and that's a key focus for this government, particularly around Youth Guarantee.
Question number 6, the Honourable Jim Anderson.